This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Good morning, everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Haba. We're continuing in Mishna Berura, Daf Hashavua. We're learning Siman Mem Vav. And we're up to Siv Gimel. The Mechaber said, Chayiv Adam Levarech B'chayim Meya Brachos L'Pachos. One is obligated to make at least 100 brachos a day. The Mishna Berura had a cheshbon, if you count Brachos HaTorah as 3, that you have 92 brachos a day. All the brachos as part of the regular Seder HaTfilah, you have 92 brachos a day if you count Brachos HaTorah as 3. By the way, it's interesting, I like to give the Shiur a lot from Reb Schwab, connecting each part of the davening to a different part of the Beis Hamikdash. He makes the 3 steps of the Duchan connected the 3 brachos of Brachos HaTorah, which fits into the Shita of the Ramah, that Brachos HaTorah is 3 separate brachos. But we said you have 92 brachos as part of the regular Seder HaTfilah, according to our custom that the Brachos HaTorah are really 2, that Lasek and Harv is 1, it's 91 brachos, and then you have 2 meals a day with Bracha ala Kois is another 16. So the question is, what do you do, let's say, on Shabbos, when instead of 57 brachos of Chazar Sashatz, you only have 21? Well, actually, with most of 28. So you're going down from 57 to 28. That's that's 29 brachos short. Yeah, you're 29 brachos short on Shabbos. Because during the week, you have Zon brachos, 19, 19, 19. On Shabbos, you have 7, 7, 7, 7. So you're going down 29. The good news is on Shabbos, you have 3 meals. So you have Al Natil Yadayim, you have Hamoitzi, and you have 4 of Brachos Hamazon, so that's 18. That's 18. And of course, especially if you're going to be Mavarech al HaKois, but let's leave that out for now. The Mishna Berura now says, what do you do on Shabbos? Uviyoim HaShabbos chaser shloish esrei brachos mea mea. You're missing 13. So let's see if we can figure out what that cheshbon is, because you have 57 normally during the week from Chazar Sashatz, and on Shabbat from Shemona Esrei. Now you have 28, so that's you're 29 down. 29 down. But as we said, you have instead of 2 sudais, which the Mishna Berura calculated as 16 brachos, you have 3 sudais, which is 24 brachos. So it's 21. Why does the Mishna Berura says why 13? I'm not sure what his cheshbon is with that, because the chayra. Oh, 1 second. Okay, you have to look in the cheshbon in the Magen Avraham, because Pashtos, again, like we said, you are 29 brachos short from Chazar Sashatz, although you have an additional Suda, so that knocks you down to 21. Where those additional 8 brachos come from, in other words, how the Mishna Berura gets to 15 as opposed to being 21 short, we'll have to look in the Magen Avraham. So how do you now, Lamaisa, if you're 15 short, that's not really a problem, because on a typical day you have 108 brachos. 108 brachos minus 15 is 98, 93. You only have to get 7 more brachos. But again, that's provided that you're being mavarich ala kois. So what do? Al ken yer la hashlima v'minei peres u'magadim. That's where Shabbos parties come from, right? In other words, be mashlamit with fruits and different treats. What if you can't do that? Yoitze al pi hadchak b'ma sheyechavin l'shmoya birchas haTorah v'hamaftir v'yano amen. Then if you don't have that, then al pi hadchak, you're yoitze if you're mechavin to listen to birchas haTorah and maftir and to answer amen.
You have Kiddush.
Yeah, apparently he didn't give that eitzah, right?
No, that's why I'm missing.
Are you saying with the Magen Avram?
Yeah, Lachora.
Okay, so you have, let's say, Hagafen and the Brach of Kiddush, and then Hagafen again, that's 3. So that's knocking you down to 18, yeah? Where do the other 3 brachos come from? I don't see it. What is that? Mitzvahs? I guess it says Mea brachos b'halacha.
Yeah.
Again, I'm still missing 3. You hear me? Because 57 to 28 is a 29 bracha difference. So an extra suda gets you 8 brachas, 21. Kiddush gets you 3, 18. Are there 3 other brachas you make? By the way, I would say even more than that. You don't have tefillin. So you're up to 20. I'm missing 5 brachas now. But there's a lot of herring, you're saying. I don't know. I'm missing 5 brachos on Shabbos that he's not accounting for. So b'shas hatzak, you should be mechavein to listen to birchas haTorah. That's there. That alone is already, you have 7 oilam, right? Plus the maftir is 8 oilam, is 16 brachos, plus the maftir and v'yano amen. You should answer amen. By the way, in Siman Reish Pei Dalet Sif Gimel in the Mishna Berura there's quotes that l'chatchila listening to the brachos of the oila counts to mea brachos. By the way,
Chazor Hashatz is part of the minion. Why isn't answering after Birchas HaTorah? Why is it just Hashatz?
Chazor Hashatz is what?
Part of the minion during the week, part of the mayor. It's not called Shas Hatzak answering after
No, Chazor Hashatz is not part of the mea brachos. Chazor Hashatz is not part of the mea brachos. Now, by the way, there's a very interesting Mishna Berura in Hilchos Shabbos, where this is very noigea for Yom HaKippurim. The Mishna Berura says that Ein Kelokeinu is considered a bracha. The reason why we say Ein Kelokeinu is lahashlim, what we're missing from Mea Brachos. By the way, I believe in Hilchos Yom HaKippurim, the Mishna Berura says that all the shvachim that we say in the piyutim also counts toward the Mea Brachos. So there are different levels of being Mekayim Mea Brachos. We see that if you can't make a bracha proper, there is an inyan of making a bracha. If I'm not mistaken, you have a siddur in front of you. The Ben Ish Chai writes that another way to get it is you say in Vayivarech David, Baruch atah Hashem Elokei Yisrael min ha'olam. In other words, that also counts toward to the Mea Brachos. Oh, look what he says. He says, because of Magen Avram, one should not enter into a concern of bracha she'ena tzricha to get to 100 brachos. In other words, you can't make extra brachos to get to 100 brachos.
The Sephardim don't paskin like the Magen Avram.
Mm-hmm.
They make brachos on Shabbos before the meal. All different brachos. Then they make hamotzi. After then Kiddush. Then they make brachos on fruits and stuff, and then they make hamotzi.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the Magen Avram.
Here he brings, let's say you're not going to get to 100 brachos. So the Brisker Rav says, is there an Indian to get to 90 over 80? In other words, is it 100 or bust? Or as close as you could get to 100, you should try. The Brisker Rav says it's 100 or bust. Once you're not, if let's say on a Shabbos, you're not getting there, then there's no Indian to be marbe b'brachos. Rav Aaron Leib Steinman and Rav Chaim says, even if you're not get to 100, there's an Indian to be moisev as much as you can. And Rav Chaim brings a raya from the Rambam The lashon of the Rambam is Yizoher Adam bebrachos she'ena tzricha v'yarbe bebrachos hatzrichos. So it's masha. There's an Indian to be marbe bebrachos when you can. But okay, here we have the psak that don't get involved in chashash brachos she'ena tzricha for meya brachos. V'yom HaKippurim gamkein yoytzei b'shmias habrachos b'Shabbos ach v'yom HaKippurim achar kol hacheshbonos chasaloi oid shalosh brachos. On Yom Kippur, you still give me missing 3. Because the Mageram, the Yashim said, V'chas hareach ala b'samim. Be masham it by smelling b'samim. Ach kozman shloi siach daitoi mila hariach. However, so long as you're not mesiach das from smelling the b'samim, asar, lachsar, ulavarech. You can't go back and make another bracha. Mishna Berura she'ena tzricha. V'chein yuchal Hashem b'chas ashayatzar b'nezdamalei. Ashayatzar also counts. The afshur diyotza b'yadchak b'mash mecham l'shmaya chazaras hashatz. It could be the shas hadchak, your yoytze, by listening to chazaras hashatz. You hear this? It could be the shas hadchak, your yoytze, meya brachos, by being mechavein to chazaras hashatz. Fine. Siv Daled. Sorech levarich b'chol yom. Shaloi asani oived koichavim. Every day you have to make a bracha that God did not make me a guy. Shaloi asani Yav did not make me a slave. Shaloi asani should not make me a woman. Va'afilu hagav va'afilu ger ha'yachal levarich kach. Even a ger could have made this bracha. Aval lo yomer shaloi asani akum. But he should not say that God did not make me a guy. Sharei hoya akum etchila. Ha'anoshim mevarcha sha'asani kirtzainai. Says Mishna Berura, Shaloi Asani. V'yizar Shaloi Yivarch Sha'asani Yisrael. You should not make the blessing that God made me a Jew. Kamoi sheyesh be'ezah sidur ma'idei shiva shatfos, like we find in some sidurim through a corrupted text. Ki yesham shabazal yichal levarch shuv Shaloi Asani aved Shaloi Asani isha. If you're going to make the bracha Sha'asani Yisrael, then some say you lose making afterwards the bracha that you didn't make me an Eva, you didn't make me isha. Oived koichavim. So the order is, you didn't make me a guy, a slave, a woman. What if you first said that God did not make me a woman? Then Beirich Matchila Shalosani Isha, Yeshar the Shuvla Yuchal Levarch Shalayasani Akum, Vishalayasani Aved. Why? Because if you're already not a woman, then Ki Isha Adifim Mishteim, a woman is better than a guy. So that means you already thanked Hashem for not being a guy. Ki Bechla Masaymana. V'chinim Beirich Shalayasani Aved, Lo Yuchal Levarch Shalayasani Guy. Ki Aved Adif Mi Guy. The Chayv B'Miktsas Mitzvahs. An Eved is better than a guy. But he's not better than a woman. That if you do it out of order, you could make the bracha, but you don't want to do that and get involved in safek brachos. Okay, Rabbi Glatstein, let's hold it over here, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Be'ezras Hashem.
We're just listening to a shiur from Simcha ben Akon, and he said over the brisker over.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.